There he is. You got him right there, son. Look at the size of that one. Here we go. All right, Josh. Just as you said, come on, eat it.
The fish call was
All
answered.
right, man.
That's a nice one, too.
All right, get it in here. You want the net? You don't want hooks in your hand, do you?
Let's see what we got here. We got us a nice fish, man.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that fish, son. Oh, you barely got him, too. You want...
Oh.
You're going to want the net on that.
Do you have it handy?
I do have it handy.
All
Nobody
right.
likes hooks in their hand, man. Got it. Ready?
There we go.
Oh,
That's how we start the day right there,
look at
guys.
that. Now that's...
Don't take fish.
Look at that. That's what I'm talking about, son.
All right.
Look at the size of that bass.
That's a good one right there.
On the old Chopo, right?
Chopo 105.
Oh, my goodness. I about fell out the boat right there.
Dude.
Boy, he swamped it.
The minute that I said, come on, fish, we've been fishing up here for a good, I don't know, 30 minutes without any action.
Oh, that's beautiful fish.
He ate it.
Hey,
Wait.
now that's the kind of, that is without a doubt. Don't you throw that fish back before I get a pick for you.
All right, that's just
Such
a
a
healthy
good one.
fish, guys. Look how beautiful that thing is.
Folks,
Super dark lateral line.
let me get a pick for you. I got to do this for Josh. It's awesome. With today's social media, we were just talking about it. Got it.
All right.
You gotta have a pick like that. Folks, today we're at Saguaro Lake with Josh Bertrand, man, MLF Pro. He has been on it, and we're fixing to go to the U.S. Open. He won the U.S. Open last year, and I bet you're excited for that.
I am, dude, but hey, I'm excited for Topwater right
know.
now, right?
Yeah, we'll get on some. He says, man, we're out here. There's actually, I think the water is pushing a little bit. That makes a big difference out here, doesn't it, here at Saguaro Lake?
It does, and we idled up here this morning, and the water was not moving, and we said, oh, let's just fish, and maybe they'll turn it on a little bit, and that's the key. I mean, if the water's not moving up in this river, they're not biting. And we're idling up here, the bait fish are all in the middle, flipping. That's not what you want, because, you know, when that current turns on, it pushes the bait to the bank. And guess what's waiting for him on the bank? The bass. So that was a great start.
I'm throwing a Rio Rico trying to go something from behind him, but we were trying to figure out what they might eat, but it looks like that bait right there, he crushed it. That's a beautiful bass.
Yeah, I think you got a great chance on that thing, but yeah, we'll just cover some water here, try to take advantage of this first hour, hour and a half, the early bite.
I've caught some fish on that bait, can you tell?
That's a warrior right there,
Oh,
dude.
man. Those are the ones you want to keep in the box. All right, well, that was right on the rock, right on the front face of that rock. You got a buddy?
I'm sure he
That
does.
was awesome, man. That was a beautiful bass. Josh, you've been fishing out here for years now, and you guy it out here a lot, or used to anyways, when you haven't been so busy tournament angling. But you've kind of figured this lake out, and you're right about one thing. It's a lot of folks will come out here. It's about that water movement.
Even when you're on the main lake, and what's crazy is, like, you don't feel it a ton on the main lake. It's not very obvious, but you'll go out fishing on a certain day or a certain night, and you talk to a few other people that were out on the lake at the same time, and they'll say, oh yeah, we caught all our biggest fish at X o'clock, whatever time that might be. And then you'll say, oh wow, I did too. And then the other guy says, man, I did too. And it's like, well, that's clearly what happened was they
pushing that water.
They started moving that water. So when you're throwing a plopping style bait, you know, this is a Chopo 105 from Berkeley, but you know, Johnny and I, we were talking about how do you know when you have that right speed? You know, when this style bait first came out, people would ask that. How do you know when you're reeling at the right speed? And you could literally hear the plopping sound. And you'll just know when you get it right. You know, if you're going too fast, you're spraying a little bit too much water. If you're not going fast enough, you're not getting enough spray. But when you get it just right, you get that really distinct plopping sound. And that's what the fish, they really like.
Kind of like tuning a guitar, folks. You can hear it.
Spoken like a true musician. I love it.
Yeah. It's like you hear that perfect sound. This was one of the reasons that back in the day, you'd find like your favorite buzz bait, you'd hang it out the window. When it got the right squeak, you just knew it was going to be you get out there and catch those fish. But when the bait wore out, you'd lose it and lose that particular sound that you liked on the buzz bait, and then all of a sudden the fish weren't biting it as well. And yeah, there's all kinds of theories to it, but it's this is the same thing. The only difference is it's got a good little sound to it, man.
Yeah, you'd about cry when that rivet wore out on the back on your buzz bait, you know, because you had a good, yeah.
Finally got the squeak you wanted. You know, one of the toughest things about being a fisherman is knowing when to quit a certain technique, especially after you catch a big fish like Josh did. We caught that big fish first thing in the morning and thought they were going to start moving some water. The water wasn't moving as much as we thought it was supposed to be, and it actually was down to a trickle. The lake, we noticed the lake level was a little bit low. So Josh, after, you know, a certain amount of times, like, man, we got to keep moving. And as a tournament fisherman and a tournament angler, especially a professional like Josh, you know, he's got to catch fish on a regular basis and find them quick. So his thought process was, we both looked at each other and went, I guess we ain't got a choice. We got to go out to the main lake. They're not moving water. So the only thing you can do in a situation like that, folks, is pull out your drop shots, your Texas rigs, your worms, your jigs, things like that, and see if you can't get bit on a slower bite, because the fish just weren't biting that day. We were obviously out there early in the morning, got the one big fish, but that was all we got. And in saying that, you know, a lot of times changing that technique, even though you caught that big fish, can be very rewarding. And you know, Josh making that decision to go, hey, let's go fish some walls. The one thing nice about fishing the walls is the fish will move up and down. Even though the fishing's slower, you don't have to worry about whether they moved in or out on points or on flats. We just went straight to the bluff walls, and we started fishing some bluff walls, because as the water moves up or down, the fish will still be there. They'll just be on those walls. And I think that made a big difference on us catching a few fish. People we ran into were crying the blues. It was a really tough day, but you know what? Being the professional Josh is, he found a way to make it happen and catch a few fish. Well, you got him.
Got him. Got
him. Is that a good one?
Oh, it was a good one.
Drop shot big.
September day.
Doggone, man, it's tough, isn't it?
It really is.
Oh, folks, you wouldn't believe what we're doing to try to get bit here. But you got it. You got him?
There he is.
Look at that!
All right.
Just letting you know, that's a 2-minute penalty. I'll get up here. No,
dude, hey, I'll tell you what, when you go 2 hours without a bite, you'll take a penalty.
I'm with you, buddy.
All right, so we're back on the board.
Yeah, you know what? We went to drop shotting, and part of the reason is because he caught the one topwater fish. We fished for a long time, didn't get bit. They weren't really moving the water as much as we thought they would. And you know what happens this time of year?
It's a tough time of year. We're right in the summer to fall transition, and you've got the fish that have been sitting on their same summer spots all summer. They're gone, but they're not quite to their fall spots yet either. There's just it's kind of a junky, grimy time of year.
And you were talking like it was really good this summer, lots of fish being caught, but you had a good theory for that. You thought they were pushing water a little more often.
I mean, yeah, and I'm no expert. Someone from SRP could probably just prove my theory wrong in an instant. But as a bass fisherman, you're always trying to come up with theories of why things work or don't. Theories or excuses? Yeah. Excuses are a hot take today. But anyways, this summer, yeah, I felt like we had a record-breaking summer. We had so many days over 110, 115, even 120 degrees. And people needed to run their air conditioning units. Businesses needed to run their AC units. And they do that through the lakes here by pumping water back and forth to generate power. And I just felt like it was so hot, they had to move a lot more water than they normally might. And man, the fish bit this summer. They really did.
And we came when we're in that transition. But that's what makes it fun, right?
Yeah, well, we're
trying to figure out.
We're gonna grind out a handful of bites.
Or was it just a sponge?
I felt a very subtle tick, and that thing was pretty far off the wall. It was pretty far off the wall.
All right.
Yeah, today we're gonna have to work for him, but trust me, we're gonna do it. We're not going home empty-handed.
No. This is when you know you've got this out. It's when you know you don't want to go home empty-handed.
There's another one.
Oh, are you serious right now? Yep. I'm on your color worm. Oh,
now everyone's gonna hear.
God, I just got bit. Is he a good one?
You know, he's not a rat.
What color are you throwing?
It's not a rat.
Secret. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, Josh has got the secret bait on, folks.
It might have to stay a secret.
Look at you.
All right, that's a solid one.
That ain't a secret no more.
He's
It's on
not bad.
camera, son.
All right. Oh, he's not a giant, but we'll
Not a
take him.
giant, but it's a fish.
Yeah.
There you go.
right,
Another
guys.
drop shot bass right off this wall.
Chunky fish. The fish in this lake are healthy. Third bite of the morning. You know, hey, if you come over here during a tough time of year and you get 3, 5, 6 bites, but they're good ones, I'll take it every day.
Is that a 6-inch worm?
It is.
All right. I'm gonna go to a straight tail.
There's a bite.
Dead sticking it. Look at this.
Dead sticking.
Dead
You're not
sticking it.
kidding.
I was watching
And that
you.
fish was out deep too, man.
Yeah, he was. He was way out
It
here.
actually is giving me some pretty good head shakes here. I don't know what we
You got a good one on? Let me get it in here, son. I just
see.
lost my weight anyway. Broke it off in the goods.
They're just all solids in here. He's a solid.
Oh!
Not a
Get
giant,
him
but
in
a
here.
solid.
You're putting on a clinic, son. He's putting on a clinic.
Oh man, I hate to use the term grinding away, but we are.
We've been out here a while. Got it. That's a beautiful fish, man.
thank you,
There
man.
you go, man. Folks.
Number 4 anyway, so we're one shy of a limit.
He's
dude.
gonna have to catch him for me today, folks. I'm just sitting here getting a lesson. I love fishing with Josh, man, but he's like a vacuum cleaner, I'm
Dude,
telling you.
it's
You've
just-
heard of that old saying, you're like a vacuum cleaner. You're like a vacuum cleaner, man. That's crazy. It's fun though. I'm enjoying watching it and having fun. That one was actually dead sticking, without a doubt.
Fishing so slow. I mean, and that's something that we wanted to talk about today too, right?
Great tip of the week right here. Tell them.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
We're in such a tough time of year. The fish are spread out, and we've got kind of one little area that we are finding fish. I think we've had 4 or 5 bites here. We've caught 3, and we're making our second pass through it right now. And we are fishing so slow, so slow. I mean, we're trying to get the show done, right? Like
Yes.
you got to
You
catch
bet.
fish to get the
You
show
gotta
done.
get it done, man.
And you know, we tried a bunch of different stuff. I had one topwater fish this morning, and it's been a matter of getting in an area that we know has fish and slowing down, which is hard to do when fishing slow. When you're not catching fish, your intuition is, let's try that, let's go there, let's do this. But in today's case, we know there's fish here, and if this was a tournament, dude, we're one bite away from turning
having a
a
limit.
tough day into having a good finish.
Yeah, good solid fish without a doubt. But Josh is right, and especially when you are a local on a particular lake, you have all these little places you want to zigzag to and fish. You have a tendency to fish a little fast because you're not getting bit there like you want to, and you're wanting to fish a little too fast. And so that's a great tip right there, man. Slow down, slow down, slow down. And that's what he did. That fish was off the bank a little bit.
Way off
but-
the bank and way slow.
all right, well, we're learning something every time he catches a fish. Hey folks, we're here at DD26 Fishing with my good friend Dave Davis, who always has something new or a great product for your bass boat. And I'll tell you, we're talking a little bit about accessories, stuff that you'd love to have on your bass boat, the colors of your bass boat. Talk about what we have here.
So a while back we came out with the trim blinkers. So this would be for your tilt and your trim on your steering wheel, just like blinkers if you will on your car. But we came out with this piece. Everybody loved that piece, right? So we thought about it and said, there's plastic right next to that. We don't like plastic at DD26. We like aluminum, right? So we came out with this really easy swap, which allows you just simply to take the old plastic box off, put the new DD26 box back on, put your blinker handle back on, and you are all set in 30 seconds or less. You're gonna upgrade your boat and make it fresh.
Talk about really accessorizing your boat, and you also have the little foot pads that you can put on your hot foots, and have a lot of fun with that, and really get your boat looking sharp right here at dd26fishing.com. Dave, you've come up with a lot of great stuff for the boats.
Well, we certainly appreciate it. We keep trying to innovate and come up and make things as good as we can, better, best, right?
Best part about it is they're local right here in Arizona. Support them, dd26fishing.com, and I promise you'll love the products. You know, after watching Josh catch a few of these fish and knowing how slow it was, we're talking maybe an hour and a half in between bites. It was so slow for us. And it was just the luck of the draw to see who would get the bite. Josh is getting these bites, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I've got to go to my mainstay. And for me, I was getting little tiny bites. And what was happening for me is I was getting bluegill bites. And my first thought process was, if I can get those bluegills and a perch stirred up a little bit on a bait, maybe a bass that's around them, it'll fire him up to hit. And so I opted to go to a curltail, a 5-inch curltail worm. And I think that made the difference for me at the end to finally get bit and catch a fish. Oh, there he is, folks.
What do we got?
I got bit. Hey, I'll take it. Get this giant in here.
Hey, this is our limit of fish, buddy.
Hey, it is limit. Well, at least I'm not Johnny No Fish Johnson. Look at that, folks. I swapped out my worm a little bit. Went to that curltail. Josh, that doesn't even compete with the fish you're catching.
Dude, hey, we'll take them. It's been a grind of a day, hasn't it?
You're telling me?
Oh my
I've
gosh.
had to sit back and watch this guy just plug away on fish. I'm like, oh my goodness, no, it's been tough. We were planning on getting off the lake pretty early, but we had to let me catch a fish. I got one. I love fishing
5
with you.
fish in the morning, dude. We've certainly had worse, but gosh, we're in a tough time of year. We really are.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. We've been all over this lake. We've been to this spot, what, 3 times now?
Yeah.
And every time we come by here, we get bit. So we're like, towards the end of the show, let's try to get over there and get bit one more time. We caught 5 fish, or you caught 4, I caught 1, but it was still a great day. It's always a great day to fish with you, Josh.
It's my pleasure, man.
I can probably speak for most all of the people that I know, probably everybody. We're all proud of you and what you've done with your fishing. And man, I'm a big fan watching you on that MLF, and I hope you go get them this year again.
Well, you know I'm a fan of the show. I have been forever, and it's always a treat to come on, man. I appreciate it, and the listeners too, and the folks watching. Yeah, appreciate all the support that I get from my local Arizona crowd, because I feel it when I'm competing back east on tour, and then when I come home, I feel the support, so it means a lot.
No, it's awesome. And you got a YouTube channel you also do. You're doing some YouTube videos. He does a great job.
Thank you much. Yeah, just Josh Bertrand Fishing, easy to find, so you jump on there, and it's nothing like the content Johnny puts out on the show, but if you're itching for a little more Arizona fishing content, that's a good place to get started.
That's awesome, man. I'll tell you what. Well, thank you so much.
Hey,
take it
pleasure,
easy.
man.
Take it easy on us at the U.S. Open this year, champ.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll try, man.
Thanks for joining us on the water. Saguaro Lake was a tough day, but we managed to catch a few fish. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. I'm Johnny Johnson. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks.